I mean, they're playing great baseball, and I know a lot of fans out there will say, yeah, too little, too late, so what? But you know what? It beats the alternative.
Yep, sure does.
I mean, as you're running young guys out there, and, say, for example, that, Stubbs wasn't playing the way he's playing, or Giannis wasn't playing the way he's playing, then you'd be saying, geez, what do I have to look forward to even in 2010? Well, these guys are playing good baseball, and I'm really excited to see what Homer Bailey's going to do today, because you said it a moment ago, he has been sensational, back-to-back starts. The best start of his major league career, his last outing against a very good Dodger team, and you'd really like to see him close this thing strong and become a bona fide guy, top of the rotation guy, who everybody hoped he would be 4 years ago.
Well, I mean, if you look beyond the last month of the year, assuming he can finish strong, to go next year with Harang and Arroyo and whoever else there might be involved in it, but to know that you can count on this kid to give you a representative start for the most times every 5 days, that certainly would be a big step forward.
Well, Bailey and Cueto. I mean,
right.
For both of them to finish strong, where all of a sudden you could say to yourself, and really not be kidding yourself, because oftentimes a lot of us are guilty of that when you're starting to look ahead to another year and starting up and all the excitement and enthusiasm and expectations. But, I mean, I love what Dusty Baker said today. He said, you know what, Homer Bailey, he doesn't want to be a quality start guy. He ain't interested in being a 6-inning, 3 runs or less guy. He wants to be a complete game guy. He wants to be a number 1 guy. And if all of a sudden he can prove to you coming into spring training next year that he's ready to race right by on the totem pole, Harang, Arroyo, Cueto for that matter, now you're talking.
Well, we'll see how things fare today. You would certainly not be very pleased if he goes out after pitching the way he did against the Dodgers last Friday night. A game, by the way, that late in the game or late in his run on the mound, Dusty Baker went out to the mound and Homer Bailey talked him out of taking him out of the ball game. That's the kind of mentality this kid brings to the park on the days in which he pitches. And he's going to go out today trying to win his 5th game of the year and get over the 500 mark in the process.
And, Dad, end of story. It's all about locating the fastball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had the best fastball outside of Ubaldo Jimenez that I have seen from a starting pitcher on any team this year. Can he throw it for strikes?
Our first pitch brought to you by Belterra Casino Resort and Spa, where MMA Big Show Mayhem heats up on September 12th. For tickets, visit BelterraCasino.com. Here's a very impressive rookie center fielder and right-hand batter Andrew McCutchen. Leading things off for the men of John Russell. Bailey with a big kick in the pitch and is taken for a strike, and this game is underway. McCutchen checking in at 288. 11 home runs, 45 RBIs, 73-degree game-time temperatures here in downtown Cincinnati. A foul ball, and the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Our plate umpire today, Angel Campos. Larry Vanover at first. The crew chief is at second, Rick Reed. And at third, Sam Holbrook. McCutchen now with Walker on deck and Young waiting in the wings as Bailey sights a sign and wheels and deals. And this one is slapped to short. The backhand pick by Giannis and out at first on the throw across to Joey Votto.
Only one batter, but right from the get-go. I mean, establishing exactly what he wants to do. Fastball strike, breaking ball, ground out.
One down in the inning, and that brings up third baseman Neil Walker. This is a young man making his first major league start. He had a pretty good year at AAA Indianapolis, batted .269 at 14 home runs, 69 runs batted in. Left-handed batter who pinch hit last night, and was it not for an outstanding play by Brandon Phillips at second base, would have had a base hit. 1 strike and nothing to count on the left-handed batting Walker in the wind and the pitch, and that one is fouled back and very quickly. Homer Bailey gets ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. That a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
This guy gets ahead of people regularly. Strike 1 and especially strike 2. He is going to be mighty tough to hit.
All arms and legs is native of Texas. Waiting for Neil Walker to get back in the batter's box. And on to the plate he comes, and it's high, a ball. Final game of what has already been established as a winning homestand, no matter what happens today. But the Reds would love to head to Atlanta with a 4-game winning streak, all at the expense of the Pirates under their belts. Swing and a miss. He went up and away and struck him out. That'll bring to the plate the second baseman, switch hitting Delwyn Young with 2 away.
And see right there, Dad, is a difference between a guy getting ahead, strike 1 and strike 2. That pitch right there was a ball. In fact, it was a bad split finger. I mean, it didn't do anything. But because you have the batter on the defensive up there at the plate, they're going to chase some pitches that aren't good pitches.
Remember, if you're driving around listening to our broadcast on your car or truck radio, please buckle up your seatbelt and make sure everyone else in your vehicle does the same. Young takes high, ball 1. Message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. What's holding you back? So a ground ball and a strikeout, and Delwyn Young, a .290 batter, waiting on the next pitch from Homer Bailey, and that one is in for a call strike. These two ball clubs still have a goodly number of games remaining. In fact, they each have trips to make. The Reds into Pittsburgh, and then the Pirates come back here for the final 3 games of the 2009 baseball season. 1-1 on Young, batting left-handed. Now the wind, the kick, and the pitch, and it's a swing and a foul the other way, and it curves well back into the upper reaches of the lower deck off the left field line. A ball and 2 strikes on Delwyn Young. Reds have an off day tomorrow, and then we'll open a weekend series of 3 at Turner Field against the hot Atlanta Braves. Very much in the thick of things for the National League wild card. That comes up on Friday night. 2-2 the count. And then after the Sunday afternoon game, they head west and play 4 beginning Monday afternoon, Labor Day, against the Colorado Rockies, and then the following weekend 3 in Chicago. Very ambitious 10-game road trip. Fastball in and a full count.
Well, don't fool around here now. I mean, he clearly doesn't have any feel for his off-speed stuff yet in this game. He's got a good live fastball. Just throw the fastball down a plate.
Waiting on deck is Garrett Jones, and the 3-2 pitch, and he chops it foul. He did 95 miles an hour, a bit on the hands of Jones, and was able to, or Young rather, and was able to make contact. Homer pacing around the mound. The defense pretty much straight up for Delwyn Young. This young man's got a chance to be a very good player in this league. They say he's worked awfully hard to learn the nuances of how to play second base well. And he chops one. Charging is Rosales. Pick it up. Throw it. Out. And the inning is over. After a half, the Pirates nothing. The Reds are coming to bat on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. A 1-2-3 Pirate first. The Reds call on the left-hander Zach Duke. He's 10-12, making his 27th start. Has 3 complete games and a very respectable 3.68 earned run average, but he didn't fare well his last time out in Milwaukee. He delivers to Drew Stubbs, and the former University of Texas Longhorn takes ball 1 up and away. Stubbs, he's played very well lately. He had a bit of a problem getting going after coming up from Louisville, but boy, I'll tell you, had home runs in each game of the day-night doubleheader on Monday, including a big 2-run homer in the 8th inning of the night game that really put the game out of reach and took a lot of heat off the Reds bullpen over the last inning. Now the 1-1 pitch to him, and he grounds it left side. That's going to be a base hit right between the third baseman and the shortstop. And Stubbs, who is 3 for 3 in the base stealing department, young man who led the International League in stolen bases upon his call-up, is aboard with a first-inning leadoff hit, bringing to the plate Paul Janisch.
The Reds have scored in the first inning in 3 consecutive games, all 3 obviously wins. They did that August 9th, August 10th, August 11th. All 3 wins.
It's kind of interesting because what they've done is turn the tables on the teams they're playing. They lead the major leagues, having given up the most runs in the first inning by a boatload of anybody in either league. Janisch pushes a bunt foul off first.
Here's another kid who's playing well. 7 of 23 on this homestand. Stubbs now 10 of 30 on the homestand.
I want to tell you something. In Alex Gonzalez's heyday, when he was about the same age as Paul Janisch is now, he might have been a better shortstop. But right now, Paul Giannis is a better defensive shortstop than Alex Gonzalez is. And he's made every conceivable play in the world.
Yep. 1 strike and nothing on him. Right-hand batter, no score here in the bottom of the first inning, and that pitch is down a ball. In fact, Brantley made the comment last night, and he's right. He said Brandon Phillips and Paul Giannis look more comfortable at the double play combination positions than anybody that Brandon Phillips has played with on the other side of second base all year long. 1-1 the count on Giannis. And Duke back to the plate on a foul the other way. 1-2.
I thought Sean Dunston had the best arm I had ever seen from a shortstop. I got to tell you, if he's a half a step behind him, Giannis has a bazooka.
He does.
No for an arm. Yep. He is just a great defensive shortstop.
And for those of you who have not seen him play, when we say that Paul Giannis is cut out of the classic mode that you would expect to watch shortstops perform at, here's a pitch, and that one has popped up. I'm always reminded of how much I used to love to watch Omar Vizquel play when he was at Cleveland. All the motion, all the movements, just classic. And at that last second when they release that baseball to first base, perfect form, and I mean a lot of hemp on it. And that's Paul Giannis. He simply has to be able to hit a little bit. Dusty said a few weeks ago, 250 or better. He can play every day in the big leagues. Ground ball foul to the third base dugout.
Well, that average has been on the rise. There's no debate about that. He's up to 236. I know that doesn't sound like much, but from where he started, it's been pretty good.
Drew Stubbs trying to get a read on Zach Duke is yet to take off for second base. Joey Votto waiting to bat behind Paul Giannis. And Duke studies Ryan Doumit. The look to first and onto the plate. And a ground ball to second. That's trouble. Here's the flip onto the shortstop, the throw on to first, and I want to tell you, Delwyn Young made a heck of a play on that ball. In fact, he caught it barehanded. The ball took an exceedingly high hop. He grabbed it with his right hand, flipped on to Ronnie Cedeno. They turn it over for a 4-6-3 double play.
Oh, was that nice?
Yeah. Here's Joey Votto. Got a chance to sit down and watch for a change last night. He has been in an 0 for 15 slump. That's what he brings into this at-bat, which equals the longest of his career. He was 0 for 15 earlier this season. And he swings and misses on a pitch down and in.
Tell you, that Kevin Barker can swing the bat.
Yes, he can.
I mean, that guy can hit.
You'd have to almost have to look at him next year as being an extra guy coming off that bench. That pitch, a breaking ball away, 1-1.
The only thing going against him is there aren't many clubs that if you're not a versatile guy, and he's only played in one game in his career in the outfield, to have 2 left-handed hitting first basemen.
Yeah, you're right. Now the pitch, check swing, and Votto gets ahead in the count, 2-1.
But I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I really think that he would be a weapon off the bench swinging that bat.
Well, he had a good night last night with that fill-in as he did for Votto. That pitch is taken inside for a ball. He collected 2 hits. He had 2 RBIs. And then the other kid, Craig Tatum, 4 runs batted in last night, catching and batting in the 8-hole. There's ball 4. And Votto continues this first inning by coaxing a 2-out walk off Zach Duke that will bring to the plate Brandon Phillips. According to our sponsor, Duke Energy, compact fluorescent light bulbs generate approximately 75% less heat, cutting home cooling costs. Visit DukeEnergy.com/save now to learn more. Here is Phillips. 270, 18 bombs, 81 RBIs. We mentioned last night he's going to have to go some to reach that 100 RBI mark. Counting today, 30 games remaining in the season and 19 needed. He takes a strike.
He's left some RBIs out on the bases during this homestand.
Yep, sure has. Zach Duke, who has served up 19 home runs this season, or he's given up 1 more than Phillips has hit. Now they've got Votto picked off. The throw to first, the throw down to the covering Delwyn Young, and that's going to be a caught stealing, or is it? Did they call a balk? Apparently they did. No caught stealing. Votto at second base. A balk called on Zach Duke. Nobody over there in that third base dugout arguing at all over the decision. So now the Reds are a base hit away from taking a first inning lead. From the stretch, the look back at second. The pitch, and it stays up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnny Gomes hoping to get a first inning at bat. He's waiting to hit behind Brandon Phillips. Windmills a bat around, and Zach Duke slowing his pace almost to a crawl right now with Votto at second. He pitches, and this one is pulled foul at third. Brandon walking out away from the plate. Some afternoon baseball in other locales today. The White Sox and the Twins in Minneapolis. The Astros and the Cubbies will be getting underway after 2 o'clock in Chicago. The Royals and the A's shortly after 3:30 out in Oakland. Here's a pitch. And that one lined to center field. That ball is going to be in for a base hit. Votto wave. Here comes a throw by McCutchen. It will be cut off. They've got Phillips hung up, but the Reds take a 1-0 lead. And Brandon run down in the rundown between. Oh, no, he's still alive. Nobody's been able to tag him yet, and now they finally do. But he lines a base hit up the middle, driving Votto in, and at the end of 1. The Reds 1, the Pirates nothing on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Tagged out, went from 8 to 5 to 3 to 6 to 4. But he picked up an RBI, knocking Votto in, and now we go to the top of the second where Garrett Jones in the middle of the Pirate batting order will swing the bat against right-hander Homer Bailey. His first pitch to Jones, and it's high for a ball as we welcome in our good friend, and we hope yours, the beat writer from the Cincinnati Enquirer. I'm speaking about none other than the inimitable John Fay. John, how are you?
Very good. Another delightful day here on the river.
I'm telling you, here's a long drive to right, and this game is all tied up at 1-1. Garrett Jones drills one into the sun deck and right, his 18th home run of the season. And just like that, the Pirates come back to tie the game up at a run apiece. 11th home run given up by Homer Bailey in now 71 innings of pitching. We were talking before we came back on the air following the break about Micah Owings picking up his first major league save, working the final 3 innings last night, a subject that you and Dusty touched on.
Yeah, ask him if he wanted to, try to put him in that role permanently, which can be a very useful role. And he said they talked to Dusty had talked to Brooks Kieschnick about it, who was in that role for Milwaukee a couple years ago, and I think they're gonna try to work it out where he can come in the game as a pinch hitter and then stay in and pitch, and vice versa.
Here's a high drive hit back into left field. That ball hit pretty well, but to the warning track to make the catch is Darnell McDonald to retire Lasting's millage. Well, it'll be interesting. I know one of the problems has been the amount of time it takes him to get warmed up. Did Dusty touch on that?
Yeah, he said that's one thing. Now he's going to have Kieschnick talk to Micah to try to help him with that, and part of the problem is if you're into pinch hit, you can't be in the bullpen and that kind of thing. So I think you're going to have to work out the details. But we've seen it so many times where the bullpen just gets burnt up by using 3 or 4 or 5 guys when the pitcher doesn't get through the 5th or 6th inning.
Pitch is swung on and fouled away by Ryan Domit. The home run by Garrett Jones, by the way, in the 120-plus year history of this Pirate franchise, that was home run number 10,000. 10,000. 1 ball, 1 strike on Ryan Domit, the switch hitting catcher of the Pirates in this 1-1 ball game. And Bailey back to him, and that's a swing and a miss. I wonder how receptive Micah is to fulfilling that role possibly next year.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him before the game. I plan to after the game, but I think he wanted to start. They gave him a huge opportunity, and it didn't work out. So, I think he would be receptive to it. He likes to hit, and obviously with him, you don't have to use your pinch hitters either because he can hit.
Yep. Well, of course, faced with that roll or no roll at all, that'd be a slam dunk, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You got to use a little logic in this situation, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I would think. Here's a pitch. Strike 3 call. That's all for Doman. Good fastball down. That pitch for him was unhittable. And it's a second punch out for Homer Bailey, bringing up the right fielder Brandon Moss. And I guess some guy, well, I say some guys, I would imagine Jay Bruce is not far away from going out on some kind of a rehab assignment, is he?
Yeah, I think he and Ryan Hannigan will probably go out Friday to play for Louisville. How long they'll be down there, I'm not sure. Hannigan's eligible the 9th. Bruce can come off at any time, so I think it's just a matter of how close to being ready he is.
So Hannigan would be eligible to come off next Wednesday. Here's a foul out of play behind third while the Reds are in Colorado, and you almost have to think, barring some unforeseen problem, that we could well see both of these guys at varying times during the road trip. Huh?
Yeah, I would think so.
1 ball and 1 strike to count on another left-handed batter in Moss. That pitch is high ball, and the Reds have brought up Pedro Viola.
Or Viola, is it Viola?
Well, see, Tom and I were talking today. I called him Viola all spring, and everybody was very intent to call him Viola. Tom maintains the correct Latin American pronunciation for that last name is Viola.
Well, it is. I mean, the I is pronounced as a hard E in Espanol, and so that's how you would say it in his homeland, Viola.
Well, then that's the way we're going to say it in the Reds radio booth.
Well, you're the boss.
There you go.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You boys beat me down so bad before we went on the air today between you and
well,
John
the boss
Burns.
gets a beating every now and then.
No, not this boss. There's a ground ball hit foul at first base, and a broken bat in the process by Brandon Moss.
I mean, if you said we call him Franco, then that's the way it's going to be around here.
How will Cowboy be on that?
Probably not good.
Cowboy is, as we speak, 3 hours away from flying to Atlanta to be reunited with his bride, Ashley. He has told everybody in captivity that his birthday. I asked him last night, how many times are you going to say that? I understand your birthday's coming.
Did you get him a gift?
Do you think he's rolled out of the hay yet?
I take a dim view of anybody who has to say every day, oh, it's my birthday coming up. I have a problem with that. Just shut up and accept
Do you
the
think
fact.
he's out of the hay yet?
Oh, he's all fired up about going to
Well, I know,
to
but if he
Atlanta.
doesn't have a plane for 3 hours, do you think he's
Well,
rolled out of the rack?
I'll tell you how preoccupied he is. There's ball 3. He left 2 boxes of fried chicken in here last night, and you took it home. That's how preoccupied he was.
Whoa.
From the farm.
From the farm.
Out in Delhi over on Anderson Ferry Road.
And it doesn't get any better. I'm not
Side
kidding.
of John Fay's wedding reception.
Really?
Bingo.
Yes.
Nice.
3-2 pitch is grounded to first base, played by Votto on the grass. He throws to Bailey to get the out and end the inning. John, we appreciate your visit.
I'll see you in Atlanta.
We can't wait.
Yes, sir.
The end of an inning and a half. The Reds and the Pirates are tied at 1-1. 1-1 the score as we go to the bottom of the second. Johnny Gomes will be the man to lead the inning off. Reds scored in the bottom of the first inning on a base hit by Brandon Phillips. Garrett Jones goes deep to tie it up for the Buccos. And Johnny Gomes, swinging a hot bat, takes it down and away for a ball. Had 3 hits, scored 3 times, knocked in a run, also picked up a stolen base last night. So he was all over the place. And this one is popped up, and it'll be played out in shallow right center field by Brandon Moss. And we'll pause for identification on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. One down here in the inning, and the batter is the left fielder Darnell McDonald. As we take a look at our Cincinnati Bell trivia question.
Pirate trivia?
Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact. And you've been very conversant on that over the years.
Yeah.
McDonald takes a breaking ball for ball 1. Text your answer of A, B, or C to 87538 for your chance to win a pair of Reds tickets, as well as a $25 Skyline Chili gift card brought to you by the new Nokia 5800. Exclusively at Cincinnati Bell. Rethink touch phones. Foul ball.
Is that ride you're using? That fancy phone?
No. Mine's just a plain old Blackberry Pearl.
Big league.
It's really big league. In which of the following offensive categories? Listen to me now, because I don't like to repeat myself. Breaking ball in which of the following offensive categories did Dave Parker fail to lead the National League in at least once during his career? Okay. 2-1 pitch. Chopper, third base side. And the pitcher picks it up and he throws, and forget about it. Infield base hit for Darnell McDonald. Going hard down that line. And I'll tell you what, Zach Duke made a pretty good play on that ball and got the throw on to first base with a lot on it. But McDonald beats it by about a half a step. Home runs, doubles, or hits? Which of those categories did he fail to lead the National League in at least once? Home runs, doubles, or hits? I know what I'd say.
I'm going to say home runs.
Okay, that's good.
What would you say? Or do you know the answer?
I don't know the answer.
All right, what are you guessing?
I'd say the same thing.
Okay.
1 ball and no strikes on Adam Rosales. Not in any way do we want to shade the opinions of those listening to us that are currently feverishly texting us at 87538 to pick the answer. We'll have it for you later on. McDonald leading at first base. Rosales taking low. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, what a player he was. Career .290 batter. Knocked in almost 1,500 runs. Great defender. Unbelievable arm.
Parker?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, could he play.
He's a legitimate guy for the Hall of Fame.
Here's a ground ball to shortstop. The throw on to second. That's one. And a good play going in hard at second base. Darnell McDonald to upend Delwyn Young. Very clean play right there. Took his pins out from under him and enabled the Reds to continue to bat in the inning.
Well, he got a big smack on the backside from Billy Hatcher, the Reds' first base coach, did Darnell McDonald, going from second base back to the first base side dugout.
Here now is Corky Miller, the Reds on Radio on CincinnatiUSA.com. Welcome, Reds on Radio affiliate WHNKAM 1450. They're out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, and they're here for the game today. CincinnatiUSA.com invites you to come for the Reds and stay for even more fun. Your trip begins at www.cincinnatiusa.com.
Not far from Athens, Ohio.
That's exactly right. A stone's throw. Got all those little towns here, Pomeroy, and you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, believe me, I know exactly what you're talking.
You've been all over the place.
All over there.
There's the throw to first, safe again. Harvard on the hockey.
Big league campus.
Yes, indeed. There's no question about it. One of the fine college campuses in our United States. Corky Miller, 188 batter, couple of runs batted in, 2 outs here in the inning, and takes it low for a ball.
Have a pretty good football team down there in Athens, it looks like, this year.
Got a pretty good football coach.
Yes, they do. Frank Solich.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Going to take it to Miami again.
Let's take it easy now. You're losing your mind. All worked up. It's like you talking about those Buckeyes and those Trojans.
Oh, yeah.
Ball strike, 1-1 to count.
And the Bearcats on a Monday night, opening up their season on the road at Rutgers.
The preseason favorite in the Big East.
Bearcats picked third.
Yep.
Surprised by that.
Here's a pitch. That's a ball in the dirt, knocked down by Ryan Doman. Well, let's see. Tomorrow night we got what? NC State and South Carolina.
Yeah.
But you say the Boise State Oregon game.
That's the game.
That's tomorrow night, correct?
I believe. And Saturday, of course, the headline act across the board, Virginia Tech and the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
That's a pretty good opener.
Oh, yeah.
Not too bad. The pitch by Duke. Check swing. Did he check it in time? He did not. First base umpire Larry Vanover throws that right hand emphatically in the air. And it's a 2-2 count on Miller in a 1-1 game in the second.
We had a chance to meet the young man who was a spectacular rookie running back as a freshman last year at Virginia Tech. Young man out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And blew out his knee 4 days ago. Going to miss the entire season. What a great kid.
That's a shame. Miller strikes out swinging, and the Reds are done. Heading to the third in this fourth and final between the Reds and the Pirates. A tie game at 1 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Digging in from the right side. Boy, he's had a good series. He's had a good run here since missing 7 games with a broken bone in the tip of his pinky. Cedeno looks at a fastball that's just off the outside corner from Bailey, who's been very sharp early on. He allowed the solo home run to Garrett Jones on a 1-0 pitch in the second inning, but has looked sharp again. There's a fastball at the knees at 95 miles per hour, called strike. Only, well, now 3 batters in the game as Bailey not started off with a first pitch strike. One of those batters hit the home run. This ball in the air, deep center field, but room at the warning track for Drew Stubbs. Ball carrying today in the bright sunshine.
Tom, that kid in center field can go get the baseball now. I'll tell you, he made a heck of a catch for the final out of the game last night. A ball that looked to be in the gap. I mean, he covers a lot of ground.
One away now for the pitcher, Zach Duke. Left-handed pitcher and a left-handed batter. Not a bad hitter. 9 hits and 47 at-bats. Has 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. He is one of the best bunters among all pitchers in baseball. He looks at a fastball strike. Obviously not up there to bunt this time. On just another sun-splashed, spectacular weather day in Cincinnati. Well, we have had the greatest summer, and Dad, obviously, you've been here a lot more summers than I have, but I can never remember a better summer weather-wise than we've had here in 09. 0-2 pitch. Pull to the right side and into right field ahead. It's where Bailey on a 96-mile-per-hour fastball just got too much of the plate, especially on an 0-2 pitch. So a 1-out single for Duke. That's 2 hits in the game for the Pirates, and back to the top of the order we go, and Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen, a legitimate Rookie of the Year candidate, and is saving his best for last. He's gone deep 4 times in his last 9 games. There's strike 1. He ranks 3rd among rookies in slugging percentage, 5th in batting, tied for 2nd in RBIs, 3rd in steals, 4th in runs, total bases, and home runs. And there's a strike. It looked like Colby Rasmus would be the runaway winner for a long time, but all of a sudden he's leveled off. League making adjustments to him, and McCutchen has thrown his name right into the mix.
Now, see, I don't agree with that at all. My candidate all along has been A.J. Happ.
Oh, yeah. He'll pitch today, I think.
All along, even over Rasmus, because that guy has done some kind of job in that Philadelphia starting rotation.
What, a 10-game winner, right?
Yes, indeed.
And he'll pitch, if I'm not mistaken, today against the Giants, tonight.
Yeah, correct.
Boy, what a duel that was last night. Cole Hamels and Jonathan Sanchez, 1-0. Cole Hamels, a complete game, 1-hit shutout. 1-2 to McCutchen. And a breaking ball just never moves, stays high. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out, 1-1 game. We're in the 3rd. The kid from Atlanta is pretty good too, Hanson.
Yeah, very good, Tommy Hanson. I think he got a late start.
Yep. 2-2 to McCutchen. Fastball struck him out 97 miles per hour up around the letters. And that's 3 strikeouts for Homer Bailey. 2 away in the inning for Neil Walker. Told you last night, Walker, a Pittsburgh native, grew up about 20 minutes outside of downtown. First round selection, the 11th overall pick in 2004. Went to Pine Richland High School. Fastball is high. They are underway in Minneapolis. The Twins begin play today, 3.5 games behind Detroit in the American League Central. They're taking on the White Sox, wrapping up that series. White Sox have really slipped. Now 7 back. High pop up by Walker right at the left fielder Darnell McDonald. He comes in to make the catch, inning over. A hit a man left, middle of the 3rd, a 1-1 game.
first. He was balked to second base and then scored on a base hit by Brandon Phillips. Pirates tied the game on a home run leading off the second inning by Garrett Jones. 1-0 on Bailey. Is a strike on the inside corner. Zach Duke, an all-star this season for the Pirates. And boy, is he been good against the Reds. Today he tries to establish a career high in wins. That one grounded foul. He also had 10 victories during his first full year in the major leagues in 06. But in 2 starts against the Reds this season, a 1-1 record, a 1.93 ERA. 2-2 to Homer Bailey. And Duke to the plate, and it's strike 3 called on the inside corner. 2 strikeouts on the afternoon now for Zach Duke. And back to the top of the order we go in Drew Stubbs. Reds travel tomorrow down to Atlanta, open a 3-game series over the weekend against the Braves. Friday night, great pitching matchup between Bronson Arroyo and right-hander Derek Lowe. The Reds will start Kipwell Saturday, Johnny Cueto Sunday. The Braves starters yet to be determined. We're saying Tim Hudson came back after missing a year following Tommy John surgery. Had a long rain delay before he got started in Florida last night and got the win his first game back. 1-0 pitch to Drew Stubbs in the dirt. 2-0. Stubbs singled into left field his first time up. And a 2-0 on the way. Foul ball straight back out of play into the second deck. 2-1 to Drew Stubbs. 10 hits in 30 at-bats on this homestand for the rookie Drew Stubbs. Two and one the count, and there's a liner off the pitcher's leg that dribbles into right field to hit. Hopefully Duke's all right. Stubbs hit that ball very, very hard. It hit Duke somewhere on one of his legs. The trainer will come out. Manager John Russell will come out to see if Duke is all right. He's walking. Doesn't appear to be any problems. Now he's pointing at his right heel. So that may have just got him on the bottom of a shoe, the side of the shoe, and looks like he's just fine. Now the trainer and John Russell, the manager, will go back to the Pirate dugout. We remind you right now at UDF, get your second dip of any cookie ice cream absolutely free. From classic cookies and cream to Blue Moon cookie dough to UDF's really new and really delicious peanut butter chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Mercy. If you pardon the expression, delicious. Hurry in. Crunch time will be over soon. Dairy Fresh, Dairy Fun, United Dairy Farmers. Here's Paul Janisch. He bounced into a double play his first time up. And a throw over to first will send Stubbs back to the bag. We know Stubbs stole 46 bases down at AAA this year, was the league leader in that category. And he's 3 out of 3 since coming to the big leagues. There he goes. Pitch taken up and in. Throw to second. Good throw, and they got it. First time Stubbs has been thrown out trying to steal into big leagues, and they're 2 away in the inning. Didn't look like he got a real good jump off the left-hander, Zach Duke. And an excellent throw made by Ryan Doman right on the bag, right on the ground level. Janisch, a fly ball into center caught by McCutchen, and that'll do it in the third. A hit, nobody left. End of 3. The Reds and the Pirates tied at 1 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
700.
Duke. Part of the order for the Buccos here in the 4th inning. It starts with a number 3 hole hitter, Delwyn Young. First pitch fastball and their strike. Garrett Jones on deck, followed by Lastings Millage. Young in from the left side, and a breaking ball, a good one. Fouled off to the third base side out of play. No balls and 2 strikes to Young.
0-2 to Delwyn Young, and here comes Bailey. A fastball up. He tried to check his swing, couldn't do it, went around. And that is 4 strikeouts in the game for Homer Bailey. Man, does he look good again today. Mercy. This nice run for Homer Bailey began 3 starts ago, including today. When against the Pirates, he went 7 innings, allowed 4 hits and a run. In his last start, the best start of his major league career, a career high 8 innings against the Dodgers last Friday night. Allowed 7 hits, no runs, struck out a career high 7. Here's Garrett Jones, who hit a fastball into the sun deck out in right center field for the Pirates' lone run. Here's a 1-0 delivery and a good changeup there by Bailey, or that split finger. Jones clearly looking fastball and a 1-0 count. That was the pitch he hit the home run on the last time, a 1-0 fastball. So he thought he would get it again. Here comes a 1-1. And Bailey back with a fastball this time. This is away. 2 balls and a strike. So Homer, the last 2 starts, a 2-0 record in 15 innings, has allowed 1 earned run. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Fastball high and away. Well, you know Jones is looking fastball here. On a 3-1 count in a 1-1 game. Jones already with 18 home runs since being brought up from the minor leagues. And Homer rocks, kicks, and delivers. Fastball upstairs, swing and a miss at 96. So now what does Bailey do? He's not walked anybody today. In fact, he has 34 strikes against just 17 balls. Does he challenge with a heat? Big deep breath by Bailey. And a 3-2 delivery. Breaking ball, strike 3 called on the inside corner. That's the second curveball in this inning Bailey has thrown, and both of them have been excellent location. Boy, now that's pitching there. That's not throwing. That is pitching. Back-to-back strikeouts for Bailey, 5 of those in the game. And here comes Lasting's Millage. First pitch fastball off the outside corner. Didn't miss by much. Ball 1 to Millage, who flied out to the warning track in left field, his first at bat. Reds and the Pirates are tied at 1. Here's a fastball high, 2-0. We are in the top of the 4th inning here at Great American Ballpark in downtown Cincinnati. Reds will not be back for over a week and a half. Fastball outside, 3-0. Now Homer going to walk around the mound a little bit, try to get it back together. The next home game for the Reds won't be until September the 14th. Houston in for 3, and then a 4-game series against the Florida Marlins. 3-0 pitch, 4-pitch walk, fastball low and away. So obviously Bailey, a slight lapse in concentration after striking out the first 2 in the inning. And now he'll face Ryan Doumit with a man aboard. The final homestand of the year starts September the 29th. A 3-game series against the Cardinals. Night game, day game. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the final 3 against these Pirates. October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The day game will be on October 1. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1 to Doumit. Millage 4 steals in 8 attempts. He has a good lead over there at first. And there's a grounder foul off the screen in front of the Reds' first base side dugout. Reds are wearing their red jerseys today with the white pants and the red caps. Pirates in their road gray, black caps, and a gold trim. One and one account on Doumit. Slightly closed stance. And Bailey will turn and throw to first. They have a big advertisement out in center field. Our flagship home, 700 WLW, to listen to Eddie Fingers and Tracy Jones. Heard the conversation yesterday between Tracy Jones and our good friend Bill Seg-Dennison. And Tracy suggesting that Jeff Brantley should not be on the air during this Hall of Fame voting, which comes to an end today.
That is a ridiculous statement on the part of my good friend Tracy Jones. Now, you know, if he were campaigning on the air, I would say yes. That's inappropriate because it would give him an advantage that all the other candidates don't have, but he's not done that. So that's a bunch of crap.
1-2 the count on Ryan Domant. Well, you better take that topic up with your good friend Tracy Jones.
I take up a lot of topics with Tracy on Jones and Brennaman on baseball. Her twice daily on the big one. Some good, some not so good.
1-2 on Ryan Domant. Now Domant out of the box again. Would you say that more of them lean towards being good or not so good?
More of them lead toward being sensational and very insightful.
Gotcha. 1-2 the count on Domant. Hooked into right field, and this will go to the wall. Playing it off the wall is Gomes. They're going to wave around the runner Millage. Here comes a throw from Phillips to the plate. The runner's out by 10 feet.
That's a terrible decision right there.
Millage tried to knock the ball out of Corky Miller's glove, but he couldn't do it. So it goes Johnny Gomes, Brandon Phillips, Corky Miller. Runner cut down on the plate. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Still a 1-1 game.
What the hell is that?
Before the Reds bat in the bottom of the fourth inning, let's step out for station identification on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Part of the order for the Reds here in the fourth in a 1-1 game. Joey Votto, Brandon Phillips, Johnny Gomes against Zach Duke. Votto walked his first time up, was balked to second base, and scored the only Reds run on a 2-out single by Brandon Phillips. Votto fouls it out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Time to ask Marty, what do you think? You're just kind of sitting there hanging out, shirt tail, hanging out today?
I got that youthful look, don't I? I'm clean. Go ahead.
John Burns said you had the hip-hop look going.
Well, I don't know about that. He knows a lot about that.
Rounded up the first base line about 30 feet behind the bag. It's fielded by Jones, and he'll throw to the covering pitcher, Duke. 1 away.
Do it to me.
David from Mason, Ohio would like to know, Marty, why are catchers always placed at the bottom of the lineup? Is that a rule or just the way it seems to work out?
It just seems the way it worked out, but that's not exactly correct. I mean, Ryan Domant, he's batting 6th today. Brian McCann, he probably hits cleanup for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Russell Martin bats 6th for the Dodgers, and he's not having a very good year.
No.
Now, if he's talking about where they hit in the Reds batting order.
Phillips, a fly ball down the right field line, hit a ton, and that ball stays fair. It's a home run. Just inside the fair pole down that right field line, and Brandon Phillips has broken a 1-1 tie with his 19th home run of the year. He's knocked in both Reds runs today, give him 83 of those. 2-1 ball game.
If he's talking about the Reds catchers, they're all light hitters, so they naturally bat down in the batting order. Reds don't have what you would call a dominant hitter, or the kind of guy that you would warrant hitting up in the top part of the batting order.
You know, Dad, you and I were talking about this one day last week, and, you know, I was looking around at the catchers in the National League this season.
Right.
I don't think you're going to find 4 catchers in the league that are going to knock in 50 runs this season.
You may be right.
I mean, it's amazing.
I was dead wrong there. I thought it would be more than that, and that it was a rather large revelation to me.
Fastball inside, 1 ball.
And really, Ramon Hernandez was on a pace to knock in over 75 runs.
Yeah.
Which would have put him, maybe, had he stayed healthy, maybe second in the league behind Brian McCann.
Yep. Fly ball, left center field by Gomes. Hit pretty well. Millage at the track has room, makes a catch. 2 gone in the inning. All right, so David in Mason, Ohio, thanks for your question. You still have time to get in. Send a question to Ask Marty.
Ask me.
Via email to redsonradio@reds.com. And again, as always, we thank our good friend John Burns and the folks at CBTS, the Cincinnati Bell Company, Technology Solutions for Business. Spent a lot of time today with John Burns.
We did.
Here at the ballpark. Great to see him.
Sometimes fortunately, sometimes unfortunately.
I would always say fortunate.
Sure you would.
That's a good man.
He is. He also, it should be recognized periodically, lest people forget about him.
Old foul, 1-1 by McDonald.
President of the local chapter of the Nick Lachey fan club.
And that's a big fan club.
That is a huge fan club. And it's a position that John has locally that carries with it a rather sizable measure of respectability.
Yes. I mean, Nick Lachey is a Cincinnati guy.
He's a good guy, too.
Yep.
First class.
Swinging a foul ball back out of play. 1-2 to Darnell McDonough.
Had dinner with him when we were in San Francisco.
Oh, there you go.
Next
day.
day.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. What?
So you run with all the big hitters. See, I didn't know this.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, we played golf at the Olympic Club, and we had dinner the night before. Oh, yeah. It was big.
Big hitter.
Yeah. Biggest part of that whole 2-day affair.
2-2.
I said I did not have to go into my pocket.
Do you think anybody at home didn't know that already?
I wanted to make sure we understood what's happening.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, inning over. But Brandon Phillips breaks a 1-1 tie with a home run to right. We go to the 5th. The Reds 2, the Pirates 1 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Thank you, Tom. Brandon Moss, a man leading it off, and the first pitch is pulled to deep right field, and this game is all tied up at 2-2. The pattern has been incredible. Reds scored in the first. Home run by Garrett Jones in the second. Reds score in the fourth on a Phillips home run. First pitch hitting, Brandon Moss deposits one in the bleachers in right. His 7th home run, and this game is tied up again, this time at 2. Jeez. So they've had 4 hits, have the Pirates, and half of them have left the yard. Here's Ronnie Cedeno, and you don't want to have any undue mistakes against this kid as the first pitch comes in there for a call strike. Ronnie has hit 4 home runs with the Pirates, but he had 5 when he was with the Seattle Mariners. 1 ball and 1 strike. He hit a ball well to center field back in the 3rd inning. So Homer having trouble keeping the ball in the yard today. Rocks on the Great American Ballpark mound, delivers, and this one is fouled back. Again this season, Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer. All season long, every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we are all in this one together. The pitch. And it's a foul again by the right-handed batting Ronnie Cedeno. One and 2, and holding the wind, the kick, and the pitch, and a ground ball slapped to short. One shortstop, Paul Giannis, throws out another one. Ronnie Cedeno, 1 out. That'll bring up Zach Duke. Duke had a base hit to right field in the 3rd inning. So he settles in with 1 out and 1 in of a tie game, and that pitch is in there for a call strike. As mentioned, the Reds have a day off tomorrow. They travel late in the afternoon to go to Atlanta. Pitch off the outside edge, and the count's a ball and 1 strike. Two runs, 5 hits for the Reds. 2 runs, 4 hits for these Pittsburgh Pirates. And Duke with a big swing. And this one is hit off the left field line and well back in the seats. And the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bailey has struck out 5. He's walked 1. And that 1 walk to Lasting's Millage in the 4th inning saw him thrown out of the plate when Ryan Domet doubled to the wall. Very bad decision by the third base coach to send Millage. He was out from here to there. Good throws by Johnny Gomes to Brandon Phillips to the waiting Corky Miller. And now with a 2-2 count, Homer Bailey tries to put Zach Duke away. And he gets a piece and fouls it off right at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 away with a leadoff batter, Andrew McCutchen, due to bat next. Bailey bringing it back up there, and it's a smash up the middle, and Zach Duke is 2 for 2. When they made contact, they made hard contact today off Homer Bailey. 2 bombs to right, and that was a solid base hit back up the middle by Zach Duke, who pushes his seasonal batting average well over the 200 mark today with a couple of hits and as many times up. Out to the mound goes Corky Miller to visit with Homer Bailey. And now here's McCutchen, who's grounded to shortstop and struck out. Checking scores of other games brought to you by Montgomery Inn. Join the in crowd, the Montgomery Inn crowd in Montgomery, the Boathouse, Fort Mitchell, and now in Columbus and Dublin. In the 3rd, no score between the White Sox and the Twins in Minneapolis. And that is the only other game currently going on. The Cubbies will be getting started in about a half an hour. First pitch in for a strike. Infield looking for the ground ball as Duke leads. McCutchen takes that one in the dirt for a ball. You know, there are many great things that make living in this city the special place it is. I know, I've been here 35 years. We lost one of those treasures when Eric Kunzel passed away. It was interesting to headline in the Cincinnati Enquirer this morning, Prince of Pops lived with gusto. Longtime conductor, maestro to the masses. The Enquirer did a sensational job in honoring the memory of Eric Kunzel, passed away at his summer home up in Maine yesterday. A man who brought not only tremendous local recognition, state recognition, national recognition, but international recognition to his profession and the great things that he did in his life. That pitch is taken for a strike, and we certainly extend our sympathies to the Eric Kunzel family, to his wife Brunhilde. He certainly will be missed in this community and in the music world all over the world.
There's no doubt been here since 1977.
Yep, and boy was he something. Tremendous Reds fan, just a man for all seasons, to be honest about it. And what a talent.
You know, Dad, our good friends, Pat and Eddie Shepard, up at the Mount Adams Bar and Grill. Eric used to come up there 2, 3, 4 days a week for lunch. And I mean, had so many people that just thought the world of him. That when after he was diagnosed back in April with cancer, they would come up to have lunch with him and see him on a regular basis and spend time with him.
Strikeout swinging by McCutchen for the second out of the inning. That's 6 of them now for Homer Bailey, who goes to work on Neil Walker. Well, it's just a tremendous loss for this community and for the business that he served so honorably in for so many years.
I mean, he's made this one of the top 2 or 3 destinations now as far as becoming the conductor of the Cincinnati Pops of anywhere in the United States.
1 ball and no strikes. And the interesting thing about one of the pieces the Enquirer did this morning, talk about his close personal friendship with Dave Brubeck, who is a tremendous musician in his own right, a jazz musician, that Eric Kunzel was able to get people like Ella Fitzgerald to come and perform with the Cincinnati Pops Orchestra and other famous names in the music world who might not otherwise go to any other city and perform for any other Pops Orchestra, but they did it for Eric Kunzel. Here's a broken bat ground ball foul at first. I'll tell you, you just brought up a good point. people don't realize it because he hides it so well, but Eddie Shepard has some measure of culture about him.
Boy, does he cover it up.
He covers it up extremely well, but he was on a first-name basis with Eric Kunzel. He is very close to Carmen De Leon, who is a next-door neighbor of mine out in North Avondale, and who is a great guy in his own right. Those people...
And Mike Reed. Best of friends with Mike Reed.
And quite honestly, truth be known, Eddie has no right to be friends with those people. I mean, they have a measure of culture that he cannot in any way relate to. But yet he manages to bridge the gap, so to speak. There's a call strike. I think probably the end of the day, those folks would tell you, a guy like Carmen De Leon, Mike Reed, if God rest his soul, Eric Kunzel was still here, that we tolerate Eddie Shepard. Here's the pitch. Here's a smash. Backhanded by Phillips to a knee. Bouncing up, throwing to first base. The inning is over. Brandon Moss homers, and we are once again involved in a tie game at the end of 4.5. Reds 2, Pirates 2. Track and visit the Recreations Outlet play area. Get your Reds tickets right now at 381 Reds or visit Reds.com.
You know, Dan, even though the Reds aren't having the kind of year everybody hoped, there still are some home games to come down here and just enjoy a ball game.
No
for the
question.
kids in those areas you just talked about, I had my kids down here on Sunday.
Well, it's really interesting. The first pitch in for a strike to Adam Rosales. I am constantly told by guys in our profession coming into this ballpark for the first time about what a tremendously fan-friendly park this is.
Yep.
And how enjoyable their stay was. I guess sometimes maybe you take for granted what you have if you live here, but you travel around, see some of the parks in baseball, and some of them can't hold a candle to this park in terms of the fan friendliness. Here's a 1-1 to Rosales. Here's a chopper left side, gloved by Cedeno, unloading, and he got him.
Well, the people that work around the ballpark, they're very friendly. They'll help you out. But those kids areas,
Yep.
Polly and I brought the kids down to a number of games over the last 3 years, and they just have a ball here. And the kids love the mascots. I know as adults we all get a little jaded by the whole mascot thing.
That's okay.
Kids love them. Gapper, Mr. Redlegs, Mr. Reds, Rosie Red. They're all over the ballpark. If you're a kid in the stands, you're going to meet one, if not all of them, over the course of the game.
Here's Corky Miller now with one out, and it's high ball. I want to extend a belated happy birthday greeting. Should have done it yesterday, didn't. To Betty Snyder. Betty, one heck of a lady and a woman who has gained a certain measure of notoriety. Here's a high pop-up behind the plate because she is the mother of Dave Snyder, who is the former director of vertical transportation with the Cincinnati Reds. And Betty celebrated a birthday yesterday. Dave has been teaching gym in the Cincinnati public school system for 25 years now. Said if they ever have a reunion, he'll be happy to come back and one more run the elevator.
Funny man.
Oh. And congratulations to Betty on another milestone birthday. Hope it was a good one. Swing and a miss by Miller. Certainly congratulations in order for my good friend Charlie Lucan. We understand he's engaged. I have not met the very fortunate young lady, but I did place a call today to Chaz to congratulate him in my own inimitable way. There's strike three call.
Is that what you call that?
Yeah, it was. It's a little different. Here's Homer Bailey with 2 out.
You just found out about that yesterday, right?
I got a call from my good friend Evan Andrews.
You have a lot of good friends here in town.
I did, and I had it confirmed later by another one of my good friends, and that would be you. First pitch to Bailey is taken for ball one. All I need is 2 confirmations, and I'm running. Hopefully Charlie will call me back.
He might not.
Former mayor of the city. And
twice.
A very dear friend of mine.
Twice the mayor.
Yes. 1 ball and 1 strike. Charlie and I have a whole lot of things to talk about. What does that mean? 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs in the inning. We're in the 5th inning of a 2-2 game. The Reds and the Pirates. And Bailey takes it high for a ball. That strikeout of Miller by Zach Duke gives him 4 in the game. He has walked a batter. He has limited the Reds to 5 hits. So these two guys on top of their game today. Bailey breaks his bat and grounds to short. And the throw by Cedeno will give Zach Duke a 1-2-3 inning. We head to round number 6 in this 2-2 game on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Young today is grounded to third baseman Rosales and has struck out. Bailey's had 6 of them through the first 5 and giving up 5 hits. He delivers, and Young waves at pitch number 1, 0-1. Pirates trying to get out of town and avoid being swept in this series of 4. That's a foul, and the count's 2 strikes on Young. And I'll tell you, the way the Reds are playing right now, and you don't know what's going to happen on this road trip, admittedly a very difficult trip. When you go into Atlanta and then Colorado, 2 teams that are in the hunt. The Cubbies always tough at Wrigley. They're strike 3 swinging, and he just elevated that fastball, and Delvin Young had no chance. But the Reds right now are in a position where if they continue to play well, they could not only avoid finishing last, they could catch the Astros in the Central Division. Now you say, so what? Well, you know what? It makes a difference, believe me. When you've had the kind of year this club has had, and all of a sudden some of these young guys are giving this club new energy, and you've got a chance of getting Jay Bruce back in the not too distant future, call strike, it would certainly be a feather in the cap of this club and the manager and the coaching staff. You could catch the team that is immediately above you in the division standings. Pitches up and away, a breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jones.
And really, they should be thinking that way. In fact, you set your goals there, and I mean, heck, if you could get there, you're 5.5 behind Milwaukee. Now that's a big number with 30 to play, but not an unachievable number.
I thought you were 4 back of Milwaukee.
No, you're 4 back of Houston.
I'm sorry, Houston. Okay, yeah. And that 5 back of Milwaukee, 5.5. Yeah. Don't play them anymore.
No.
You do have a series, 2 series with the Astros, 1 here and 1 there. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Garrett Jones. Pounded 1 into the seats and right his first time up today, and that one in the dirt. Bailey will be throwing momentarily his 90th pitch of the day. And the ratio has been pretty darn good. 59 strikes, 30 balls. And he's in with a break-even pitch, and he struck him out swinging, and that is 8 of them. We pause for identification on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Back-to-back strikeouts. First, Al Jones, and the 8 that he's had today, Homer Bailey, represent a career high in a game. And he starts out the right-handed batting Millage with a strike.
Well, Dan, that's back-to-back games now. Career high 7 his last start, 8 today, 15 punch-outs in the last 2 starts.
Working, swinging, and fouling it straight back is the Bradenton, Florida youngster. 2 strikes and nothing on Millage.
I don't know what's going to happen today, Dan, but I mean, I am just amazed the difference in Bailey. This looks like a whole different animal. He is getting the ball. He's confident. He's throwing a lot of strikes.
He jams him with that pitch and a foul ball back.
He's throwing hard. His stamina is just amazing. I mean, he looks like a guy that is right on that brink of just shooting up to an entirely different level. I'm not saying he's a 20-game winner, a Cy Young Award winner. Way too early for that.
Here's a high pop-up off third, going over Rosales near the stands, and will not have a play.
But there was no way, even a month and a half ago, that somebody could have told me that Homer Bailey would have a strike-to-walk ratio of over 2, strike-to-ball ratio of over 2-to-1 in 3 straight starts. I'd have never believed it. And I mean, when he walks out there right now, I guarantee you the 30 balls he's thrown today, probably 9 or 10 of them were in counts where he was 0-2 and 1-2, and he was just trying to get the hitter to chase a bad ball.
He had a brief meeting with Corky Miller, who's now back behind the plate hanging a sign. Ball 1, strike 2 on Millage, and he fouls it off to stay around. Make it an 0-2 count and holding. Now, at the rate he's going right now, I would think, assuming he can get Millage out and end the inning, that he'd come back and pitch the 7th. Right now, sitting on 95 pitches, and he works. And that was a fastball away, 98 miles an hour. The one thing he also does when, and you touched on it relative to the subject of stamina, he retains his velocity. You don't see any drop off whatsoever in his fastball. That one is hammered to right. That ball is hit well, and it'll be off the base of the wall. Millage will end up at second base with an opposite field 2-out double. That ball got out there right now.
And that's where Homer's got to make that, again, one more step. And it's a big step. It's one thing if you get beat, guys hit the ball in the seats, or find the gaps down the line on 2-0 pitches, 2-1 pitches, 3-1 pitches. You're putting yourself in that hole. But when you get ahead, guys, 0-2 and 1-2, that fastball can't get that much plate.
Well, here's Ryan Doman. He's gone from one extreme to the other with him today. Struck him out in the 2nd, but then he pulled Bailey hard to the wall for a double in the 4th inning. That was the play that they tried to send Millage home on from first base, and he was thrown out to end the inning at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. So the go-ahead run standing at second, 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. The look in the pitch, and it's in the dirt, and a nice stop by Corky Miller. He was able to keep that ball out in front of him. And Bailey behind now, 2 balls and no strikes.
Homer's got to really bear down here now. I mean, next pitch will be his 100th of the game. That's not a big deal for him. But in a 2-2 tie, runner in scoring position, 2 men out in an inning, and you fall behind 2-0 against a guy who's already hurt you once with a base hit in this game. He's got to be very, very careful here.
Straightens up on the mound, looks at second, and comes with a 2-0 pitch to Ryan Doman, and missed badly with it. Ball 3. Now, it's almost like that he's pitching around Ryan Doman, but the guy waiting in the on-deck circle is another left-hand batter who took him out of here, leading off the last inning, in Brandon Moss. And there's a call strike. 3-1.
Well, he didn't get the call. The first pitch in this at bat, we know how important that pitch can be oftentimes in and at bat. I thought it was strike 1. That's the same pitch that Doman was called out on, a fastball in the inside corner his first time up. This time, Homer didn't get the call, and immediately behind 1-0.
Continue his work with Ryan Doman. Dealing, swinging, fly ball, hit to left. Going back is McDonald at the wall, cannot make the play. Ball is off the fence. Home with a go-ahead run is Lastings Millage, and it is 3-2 Pittsburgh. Back-to-back 2-out doubles by Lastings Millage and Ryan Doman after Bailey had struck out Delwyn Young and Garrett Jones, and all of a sudden the Pirates have their first lead of the day.
Yeah, the killer was the 2-strike double the other way by Millage. You fall behind guys like Doman who can swing the bat a little bit. You fall behind 3-1, you're flirting with trouble. But not on 0-2.
He'll go to work now on Brandon Moss, who, as we mentioned, homer to the seats and right, his 7th of the year, leading off the 5th inning. They're going to intentionally walk him and take their chances with another tough out in Ronnie Cedeno. This will go down as the second walk of the day allowed by Homer Bailey, who runs into some very unexpected 6th inning problems. And all it does now is continue to run that pitch count up, which makes you wonder whether or not he'll go back out in the 7th inning.
And this is where Homer's got to take something away from this game. Obviously, You hope that he can retire Cedeno and keep it a 3-2 ball game with his team coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th. But these are things he's got to learn from, and he's going to have at least 5, if not 6 more starts the remainder of this year.
Dick Pohl, the Reds pitching coach, on his way out. So he will visit with Homer and battery mate Corky Miller before Cedeno steps in. And the shortstop of the Pirates today is flying out and grounded to shortstop. Doesn't appear to be any activity in the Reds bullpen. You've got Cedeno now with the pitcher coming up next. But that spot has been a productive spot for the Pirates today. Zach Duke is 2 for 2.
And again, Ed, there's another example of some of the little things that need to start getting cleaned up now that he's gotten to a point where he's throwing a lot more strikes. He has a lot more confidence. You know, allowing an opposing pitcher, who we brought up's a good hitter. I mean, Duke had 9 hits coming into the game on the year. But you can't give up 2 hits to Zach Duke.
Well, you got to get Ronnie Cedeno out now. 2 on, 2 out with a go-ahead run already home, and Cedeno looks at strike 1. This was a very good pickup by the Pirates. He was involved in the deal that sent Jack Wilson to the Seattle Mariners. And I think Ronnie Cedeno has impressed a lot of people with his play. I know that Reds Dusty Baker made the comment the other day about what a good job this young man has done. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tillman leading at second base. Brandon Moss, a recipient of the intentional walk at first. And this one a foul ball. No, it's in front of the plate. Fair ball picked up by Corky Miller. The throw on down to first will end the inning. But the Pirates jump out to front on back-to-back doubles by Millage and Dolman. And at the end of 5 1/2, it's now 3-2 Pittsburgh on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Celebrate the beginning of the school year with the Reds. During September and October, students can show their school pride and enjoy half-price Reds tickets thanks to First Student. From preschool to grad school, all students can receive half-price tickets for select seating sections here at Great American Ballpark. Purchase tickets at the ballpark ticket windows or Reds.com/students. Well, let's see how Zach Duke fares now. He has the lead for the first time today as he faces Drew Stubbs at the top of the batting order, and the fastball is high ball 1. Stubbs running that batting average up now to 265 as a result of singles his first 2 trips in. He shows bunt, but now takes a sharp breaking ball inside 2-0. Well, a story that appears to be on its way to having a happy ending, dealing with our old friend Aaron Boone, who, having returned to the major leagues with the Astros yesterday. Here's a 2-0 pitch, and that is hammered to center field. Hit well, going back, McCutchen looking up, out of here. Drew Stubbs takes Zach Duke straight away to the lawn in center field. His 3rd home run, and that ties this baby up at 3 apiece. Wow. Make that the 4th home run of the season for Zach Duke. So home runs have played a major role in this game today. The Pirates have hit 2. The Reds go deep for the 2nd time. Brandon Phillips did it earlier, and now Stubbs to the grass out beyond the center field fence, and it's a 3-3 tie here in the 6th inning.
I got to tell you, Dan, I mean, when you look at his minor league numbers, there is nothing that would have led me to believe, and we had not seen him play a lot outside of a spring training game here and there, but nothing would have made me believe that this guy was going to be a home run threat. He had 3 home runs all year at AAA, all year.
Yep.
And now 4 of them, and I mean, they aren't cheapies, any of them.
That pitch is down and away, and the count's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, that home run by Drew Stubbs traveled an estimated 415 feet. Tail of the tape, a service of Grand Victoria Casino and Rising Sun. Take your fun a little bit further. Here's a ground ball, knocked down by the third baseman, recovers and throws, and safe. First baseman came off the bag. In taking that throw off to the right from Neil Walker, Garrett Jones had to come off the bag, and there's a go-ahead run, and Paul Giannis, if the Reds can get him around. Now Joey Votto 0 for 1 with a walk. So he now has suffered through a career high 0 for 16 string as he steps in here to hit off of Zach Duke. The Reds have tied it up on a long home run by Stubbs. Giannis reaches on a throwing error by Neil Walker. And now here's Votto. And Joey waves at it, strike 1. We're talking about Aaron Boone. He's in the lineup for the Astros today, just 5 months after having open heart surgery. 36 years old. He is in the Astro lineup at Wrigley Field today playing first base. And boy, what a great story this is going to turn out to be. Here's the pitch. Swinging fly ball, stung center field. McCutchen will not get it. The ball rattles around on the wall. Wow, Reds caught a bad break. That's a ground rule double, and the lead runner, Giannis, will have to go back to third. He scores easily on that ball, but it took a bounce and flipped right over the wall. And it snaps that 0 for 16 string for Joey Votto, and the Reds are doing an offensive number here in the 6th inning on Zach Duke. Joe Kerrigan jogging out to the mound. He's a pitching coach of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Reds now have him at second and third, and waiting to hit is a man who's already had a big day, Brandon Phillips, with a single and a home run and 2 RBIs.
Well, you'd really like to get 2 here, and really there's no reason why you can't. I understand at times it's easier said than done, but you get a couple of decent fly balls. I mean, heck, a ground ball to the right side of the infield takes care of this. If they're going to pitch to Phillips, it looks like they are.
Kerrigan back in the dugout. Duke steps on and looks in, and it doesn't appear to be any activity going on in the Pirate bullpen. Here's a pitch to Phillips, and that's a strike. As Tom said, a big opportunity right here for the Reds, having already tied it, to not only get the lead run, but an insurance run to boot. Nobody out. Phillips swings and misses 0-2. Actually a foul at the feet of catcher Ryan Doman, and now they've got a pitcher up and throwing. The Pirates do in their bullpen. Now the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to get the go-ahead run in. Second baseman fields and throws to get Phillips. Scoring is Giannis, and the Reds take a 4-3 lead.
Beautifully done.
Yes, indeed. Joey Votto advances to third. Brandon drives in his 3rd run. His total for the year now jumps to 84. And their infield is going to play in for Johnny Gomes.
Beautifully done. You bring in the run. You advance Votto second to third, so he's here with 1 out. After falling behind 0-2, and I might add, not looking good at it, falling behind 0-2. Phillips, his 3rd RBI of the game, 84 now on the year.
And Johnny Gomes will take what he's done each of his first 2 times up, and that's launch a fly ball to the outfield. Both of them were deep enough to get a runner in from third base. The pitch, and he grounds to the left side. That won't get it done. Fielded by Cedeno, and he throws Gomes out at first. So a very poor at bat for Johnny Gomes, jumping on the first pitch and bouncing one directly at Cedeno, with the infield now dropping back and Darnell McDonald stepping in. Infield base hit and a strikeout. That's been the bat story on the Reds left fielder today. Game being brought to you by Toyota and the full-size Toyota Tundra. Come in for a test drive right now and get 2 tickets to an upcoming Reds game. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Swing and a foul by McDonald. Each team with 7 hits, but the Reds have taken a 4-3 lead. And I would imagine Homer Bailey going to go back in the 7th inning.
Well, there's activity in the Reds bullpen, but it just began.
Here's the pitch. That's too low, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd like to see him go out there one more, and of course we don't know how he's doing physically. I mean, a little bit over the 100 pitch mark, not by much.
Runner at third, 2 out. McDonald pulls one wide of third. The shortstop gets it, and the throw safe at first base. Run in. Head first slide by Darnell McDonald. In a photo finish at first base, and Larry Vanover says safe. Infield hit, RBI. Reds lead 5-3. That's flat out hustle right there, boy. Now it'll be Adam Rosales. He is 0 for 2. A 2-hit day for Darnell McDonald. He drives in his 3rd run. Make that his 5th run, and a quick throw over gets him back to the bag ahead of the tag. Rosales very well could be the last batter for Zach Duke. Surprising, quite honestly, that he's still out there. He delivers to Rosales, and the pitch a breaking ball down and in. Steven Jackson, a right-hander, has been throwing for quite a while now in the Pirate bullpen. I would imagine he's ready in the event John Russell wants to make the change. This has not been a very good inning at all for Zach Duke, who had the lead when he went to the mound to face the leadoff batter Drew Stubbs. And Stubbs promptly took him out of here to center to tie it up, and the Reds have since scored twice more to lead 5-3.
Ramon Ramirez is the right-hander getting loose in the Reds pen.
2-0 the count on Adam Rosales. Here's a pitch. That's a ball. 3-0.
Steven Jackson ready in the Pirate pen. Duke's spot is due to lead off, as you mentioned, in that top of the 7th inning. So John Russell hoping he can coax one more out of his left-hander.
Well, he's a pitch away from walking Rosales and facing Corky Miller. And there's a call strike. 3-1. McDonald edging off the bag. Eyed by Zach Duke, the left-hander to the plate. And a ground ball base hit into center field. And the hits just keep on coming for Cincinnati. Solid single on the ground up the middle by Rosales. Bringing now Miller to the plate. And John Russell still not yet making a move toward the mound to bring Jackson on to face Corky Miller, and apparently Zach Duke will stay around to face him. Reds have had 4 hits in the inning. They have had a total of 9 hits now in the game. Miller tries to get involved in the hit parade. He has struck out twice. Ball 1. Make that a strike. A breaking ball 0-1. Reds trying for their second 4-game winning streak in the last 2.5 weeks. The pitch, and that's a breaking ball in the dirt. They came off the road trip, as a matter of fact, with a 4-game winning streak. They won the last game in Pittsburgh to avoid being swept by the Pirates. Then they promptly went into Milwaukee and won 3 straight. Actually, 5 in a row they won, because they won the Friday night opener to begin this homestand against the Dodgers, lost the next 2, and has since won 3 straight, and leading today against Pittsburgh. Call strike. So that would be winning streaks of 5 and 4. Darnell McDonald at second base. Adam Rosales at first, 2 outs with 3 runs home here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Reds with a 5-3 lead. Zach Duke about to throw his 91st pitch of the day. And to the waiting Corky Miller, here it comes, and that's down, and the count's 2-2.
Well, he's only, as you said, 91 pitches, but a pile of those have come in this inning.
Yep.
He looks worn out.
On deck is Homer Bailey, and he's in the on-deck circle, bat in hand. Ground ball hit sharply to third, and the tag made by the third baseman. He started toward the bag, did Neil Walker, and then stopped and waited on Darnell McDonald to come to him to tag him out and end the inning. But the Reds send 8 batters to the plate, scoring 3, and heading toward the 7th inning. The Reds have a 5-3 lead on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
Is that her sister?
An inside joke.
Karen Forgas. All right, Homer Bailey out there on the mound. Pitch number 110. A first pitch fastball. Line to straightaway center field, but Stubbs is there, and that's 1 pitch and 1 out. As Ramon Vasquez bats for Duke, who goes 6 innings, allows 5 runs, 3 earned. Struck out 4, walked 1. So 1 away in the inning, and here comes Andrew McCutchen. Reds with a 2-run lead, 8 outs to go to nail down what would be a 4th straight win in this series. First pitch fastball is ball 1 to Andrew McCutchen, who is grounded to short, struck out swinging twice. Bailey has set a career high with 8 strikeouts in the game today, and that fastball is high. 2-0. So 2-0 on McCutchen. Bailey, a wind and a pitch. Fastball right down the middle. In there, strike. Bailey still throwing very hard here in the 7th inning. Ramon Ramirez continues to throw in the Reds bullpen. Breaking ball, wow. What a beauty that was. Swung on and missed. I mean, the bottom fell out of that pitch. And that was the curveball, not the split finger. So after falling behind 2-0, Bailey now 2-2 on Andrew McCutchen. He'll try and put him away. And a breaking ball that time bounced about a foot in front of the plate. Homer smacks his leg with his glove. 3-2 the count. Jesse Chavez warms up in the Pirate pen.
Now, I'm not so sure that right now Homer Bailey may not be operating on a batter-by-batter basis.
Here comes the 3-2 on McCutchen. Fastball inside, ball 4. We'll see. Well, now you start getting into some left-handed hitters. Dusty Baker tells his catcher Corky Miller, go out there and talk to him. Although we can't see beyond the Empower Charter Jet sign out there in left center field, there has to be a left-hander getting loose out there, at least one would imagine. That's Arthur Rhodes out there getting ready. And let's see here now. Dusty waiting, and here he comes. So he let Bailey get the first out here in this 7th inning. And now he'll come get him after a 1-out walk to Andrew McCutchen. But another excellent outing by Bailey. 6 1/3 innings. He allows 3 runs, all earned. Gave up 2 solo home runs. Struck out a career high 8. Allowed 7 hits, walked 2, 1 intentionally. He'll get a big round of applause by the time Dusty gets to the mound. He's making sure that the home plate umpire, Angel Campos, knows about the changes being made. Scott Rowland is coming in the game to take over for Adam Rosales at third.
And the crowd that is here today certainly appreciates what Homer Bailey's starting to put together. 3 excellent starts in a row by the 23-year-old Texan. He leaves with a 5-3 lead. We're back with more in a moment. Rhodes in his 58th game without a decision, a 2.60 ERA. Pitched in both games of the doubleheader on Monday. He got some relief by not having to pitch in a game here last night. Neil Walker will turn around to bat right-handed. And he hammers the first pitch foul out of play down the left field line. Reds leading 5-3. We're in the 7th inning. A 1-out walk to Andrew McCutchen, and that's all for Homer Bailey. And the pitch from Rhodes is swung on and fouled off behind the plate. So Arthur ahead at 0-2. You have switch hitting Delwyn Young waiting in the on-deck circle. So Rhodes apparently going to face a couple of guys from the right side of the plate in the switch hitting Walker and the switch hitting Young. Of course, he'd love to get a double play ball and forget about Delwyn Young until the 8th. 0-2 on Neil Walker. And Rhodes swing and a miss, strike 3 on a high fastball at 94 miles per hour, 2 away. Delwyn Young is 0 for 3. He'll bat right-handed for the first time today. He has bounced to third and struck out swinging twice against Homer Bailey. Young has been a far better left-handed hitter than right-handed hitter this season. Batting .311 left-handed, but not a bad number. .252 right-handed. Swing and a miss. Minnesota in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now a 2-0 lead over the White Sox. 0-1 to Delwyn Young. Rhodes a check of the runner McCutchen. And a fastball. Wow, how did he not get that call? Rhodes dancing around out there on the mound. Jumping up on one foot, then the other. He can't believe that was not strike 2. That was a knee-high fastball. I mean, you can't hold it over the plate any better than that. But Angel Campos says ball 1. So 1-1 on Arthur Rhodes. Back to the plate, and it's fouled off out of play. Into the seats, second deck. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Delwyn Young. So now Rhodes a big deep inhale, big deep exhale. And here comes a 1-2 on Young. Fastball up. That was a pitch that Young chased twice against Homer Bailey on 2 strike pitches. Fastballs up around his eyes, but does not chase that one from Rhodes. So it's 2-2. Reds lead by 2. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Andrew McCutchen, the runner at first. And the break-even pitch from Rhodes. Swinging a foul tip into the mid of Corky Miller, strike 3. Sir Arthur Rhodes faces 2 strikes out 2. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Reds lead the Pirates 5-3. For the 7th inning, Scott Rowland to start things, batting for the first time since coming on as part of a double switch when Rhodes took over on the mound for Homer Bailey. Homer in line to get a win. He go to 5-4 on the year if the Reds can nail it down. Ball 1 to Scott Rowland. His overall totals this year in the National League with the Reds, and then with Toronto, of course, the overwhelming majority of the year. .316 batter. Here's a 1-1 to Rowland, and a fly ball down the right field line is out of play. Rowland has 8 home runs, 44 batted in. And right now on a 5-game hitting streak.
7 hits in his last 19 at bats. And a bouncing ball to the right side off the glove of the pitcher. Ricochets to the second baseman. Throw to first is in time. Wow. He looked out from here. Safe from here. But the first base umpire, Angel Campos, says, let's try that again. Looking at last night's scorebook, the first base umpire, Larry Vanover, says you're out. Taking over on the mound is Jesse Chavez, right-hander, replacing Zach Duke. It's ball 1 up and away to Drew Stubbs. Stubbs tied the game the last inning with the Reds down a run. Led off the 6th with a home run to deep right center field. His 3rd home run in this series, and his 4th since being brought up from Louisville. 2-0 to Drew Stubbs. Chavez delivers, bouncing ball down to third. Backing up on it is Walker. His throw is in time. And there are 2 in a row retired by Chavez in the Reds' 7th. Reds with a 5-3 lead. Now Paul Janisch. Janisch 0 for 3, but after the Stubbs home run to tie the game leading off the 6th, Janisch reached safely on a throwing error by the third baseman Walker and scored the go-ahead run. That ball popped up into foul ground. It's out of play beyond the Reds dugout. Reds 6 outs away from 4 straight wins and a 4-game sweep against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last time the Reds swept the Pirates in a 4-game series in Cincinnati, the heyday of the Big Red Machine. Got to go back to 1975. Now they've swept them in a 3-game series since then, but it's been a while for that. 1998, but a 4-gamer. 1975, August 14, 15, 16, 17. Pirates had some pretty good teams then. 0-2 the count on Paul Janisch. The shortstop waits, and it's outside. A ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Paul Janisch, and a swing and a foul tip into the mid-abdomen. Inning over. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds. We move to the 8th. Reds in front of the Pirates 5-3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Yeah, either. I'm just an easygoing guy.
Yeah, you push my hot button. It's unreal. Is it my turn?
Play-by-play, taking over to get you all the way home in unquestionably a good mood and a happy mood. Is Marty.
I was. Here's Garrett Jones, left-hand batter, beginning the 8th inning, and he shows bunt, and the pitch is a strike. He has homered and struck out, and Arthur Rhodes has done what he normally does. He came on in the 7th. After a 1-out walk, he struck out Neil Walker, he struck out Delwyn Young, and walked to the dugout. And that pitch is taken for a ball low by the left-handed batting Jones, a ball and 1 strike. Trying to save it for Homer Bailey, who goes over 500 with a win today. Came in at 4-4, and he was good. Again, his 3rd straight excellent start. Now the break-even pitch, and here's a pop-up, foul, bunt attempt, foul, and untouched. Corky Miller trying to track it down, but couldn't do it. Off the third baseline, and there's a souvenir. Arthur Rhodes breaking across the foul line, picked up the ball, flipped it to a fan in the second row of seats behind the third base dugout. Want your best lawn ever? Then feed your lawn with Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Fertilizer. Turf Builder is 100% nutrition with no fillers, so every granule gives your grass the food it needs to grow green and strong. Scott's, the official lawn care company of the Cincinnati Reds. Top of the 8th inning, Reds 5, Pirates 3. Arthur Rhodes coming right back to Jones and just missed, and not by much, maybe a little bit high. And the count is 2-2. Joel Hanrahan, a right-hander. Hanrahan warming up in the Pirate pen. Here's a high fly ball. He got under that baby. Backing up now to the warning track is Johnny Gomes, and he makes a catch a step away from the wall. This young man's got some serious power. Garrett Jones does. And now Dusty out of the dugout on his way to the mound. He's going to play the percentages now with the right-handed batting Lastings Millage coming up. Dusty's already signaled to bring a right-hander out of the Reds bullpen. So Arthur Rhodes works an inning, retires 3, strikes out 2, and will leave a satisfied man as he and his manager converse on the mound. A break in the action here in the 8th. And
opponents are batting just 197 against Nick Masson.
He'll be getting Lastings Millage, who has doubled and 2 times up with a walk. I want to bring folks up to date on something that I took a lot of heat for from you in Milwaukee about the Crest Whitening Expression Sparkling Vanilla Mint Toothpaste.
I never gave you any heat about that. I was just making fun of the name of it.
That's the name of it. What's wrong with that?
Well, it's too long. I mean, look. Crest, bang, over and done. Procter & Gamble product.
No, Crest has different types of toothpaste. That's the thing you don't understand.
No, I know, but when you start getting into these things, it take forever. It's like when you walk behind somebody in a line to get a cup of coffee. I'll have a double this with whipped cream and 9 other things and soy and blah. And you're
That's
like,
the way
you gotta
it is.
be kidding me.
Be that as it may, a swing and a miss. Leave it to Kroger. I found them at the new Norwood store and bought 4 tubes of it. I was so happy to find it. And thanks to all the folks who called and said, you can find it here, you can find it there. And thank goodness for Procter & Gamble, who let me know, no, we're still making it. We don't want you to think that we stopped production.
Yeah, but I thought that they had made it pretty clear that as a gesture of goodwill, which I thought was very classy from one of the world's great companies in P&G.
Ground ball
they were
foul.
Sending you some of that.
That
hadn't arrived here yet, I don't think.
Totally irrelevant.
Well,
it's totally irrelevant. I have enough to last me for quite some time.
All right. You say so.
2 balls and 2 strikes. A count on Millage. Ryan Domit would be up next. And the pitch from Massett. And he misses low and away in a full count.
So that's your closest Kroger score over there from Avondale.
Yes, exactly.
Right there in Norwood.
Brand spanking new store right in the heart of Norwood.
Yep.
What a store. Very, very nice. Massett's gone the distance here against Millage. And he struck him out swinging. That is 11 punch-outs today for Cincinnati pitching, 8 of which came from Homer Bailey. And that, of course, as we mentioned earlier, is a career high for him. Now Ryan Domit will step in, and since striking out in the second, he has doubled and doubled again and knocked in a run. 11,541 turnout for today's Titanic struggle. 11,541. 2 out in the inning. And the pitch, and it's in there for a call strike.
Dad, what will Seth Dennison do now with the Reds on the road for the next 12 days?
Suck up to Bill Cunningham.
What about Marvin Lewis?
What about Marvin Lewis?
Well, I mean, you know he's going to be down at Paul Brown Stadium tomorrow night.
Swing and a miss. Is that right?
And then that following weekend, when the Bengals kick off the season, you're still out of town in Chicago.
Yeah.
But they begin the year against the Denver Broncos.
Sag will be all over Carson Palmer, Chad Johnson, Marvin. Here's a pitch. Just low for a ball. And Cunningham getting taped.
Now, on a day loaded with great football games, it's a good game. I don't know about a great game.
Which one is that?
Kentucky against Miami. That's right over here at the stadium.
Correct.
On Saturday.
Paul Brown Stadium. That's right. Mm-hmm. Pitch. That's high for a ball. Let's not forget the high school football game.
That's right.
You're not kidding.
Know Sid will be at the Elder Coleraine game Sunday.
That's going to be nationally televised, isn't it? On ESPN?
No, he might not be there.
That's big time.
Might be settled in.
That is big time. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Grounded foul. I'll tell you what, people who are not familiar with this part of the country and southwestern Ohio, northern Kentucky, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this when it comes to high school football.
No, and they say this year is the greatest year in the history of Cincinnati high school football as far as big-time Division I prospects. It's only acquired about 2 weeks ago.
As far as prospects are concerned.
Yeah, prospects are concerned.
Gotcha.
College.
2-2 again. And he rips it to right field down the line. That baby is going to be a foul ball. Domitz had some excellent swings in this game. It's a great time of the year coming up, boy.
Mm-hmm. High school football cranked up last week. College game this week.
Yeah.
Pro game the following week. Right into the baseball playoffs.
Now the 2-2 pitch. That's a strikeout swinging. Massett comes on to punch out 2 as Rhodes did in the previous inning. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Reds lead at 5-3.
Reds come to bat, bottom of the 8th inning with a 5-3 lead, and they'll be facing Joel Hanrahan. Boy, you talk about a guy who has gotten his season and career turned around. He was hit and hit hard with the Washington Nationals. Came over, made his Pirate debut on the 1st of July. In his last 22 games, he has a 1.33 ERA. He was unhittable here the other night.
He faces Joey Votto as the Reds bat for what they hope will be the final time today, and the pitch is high and away a ball. I guess you got to give some credit to Joe Kerrigan.
No doubt about it.
1-0 to count. Votto with a double to break an 0-for-16 string in the 6th inning. Waves at that pitch. Today's game brought to you in part by Kroger. Earn rewards whenever you use your Kroger 1-2-3 Rewards MasterCard, or even more if you use it at Kroger. So stop by your neighborhood Kroger to apply for your 1-2-3 Rewards MasterCard. 2 balls and 1 strike on Joey Votto, to be followed by Brandon Phillips and then Johnny Gomes. Would suspect we'll see Francisco Cordero in the top of the 9th inning. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt. He will be facing, or at least they're scheduled to bat, Brandon Moss, Ronnie Cedeno, and a pinch hitter for the pitcher. Votto waiting, swinging and hitting it foul. And off to the left, we take a look again at our Cincinnati Bell trivia question. I think Thom Brennaman might be right on here.
Well, you guessed the same thing.
In which of the following offensive categories did Dave Parker fail to lead the National League in at least once during his career? Home runs, doubles, or hits? We said home runs, and the answer is, here's a pitch. That's inside, ball 4. The answer is home runs. Parker hit 273 homers in 15 seasons of National League play, but never was the league's leader. He finished second in the league in both 85 and 86 while wearing a Reds uniform. Joey Votto leads off the 8th, base on balls. Here's Brandon Phillips. He's had 2 hits. He's had 3 RBIs. Hanrahan, the 3rd pitcher used today by John Russell. Jesse Chavez retired the Reds in order in the 7th. The pitch, swinging and hit foul between the bag and the coaching box at third, 0-1.
'84 RBIs now for Brandon. I mean, he's got a legitimate shot.
And needs 16 in the last 29 games. That's a lot. Checking Votto as he checks over his left shoulder. Hanrahan, long hole. Now he pitches, and Phillips waves at that pitch in the dirt.
Well, have you seen that guy down there in the front row behind the Reds dugout wearing that
Yankee hat?
No. The guy with like the Dr. Seuss cap. The red and the black. He's all dressed up in Reds garb. I mean, he is looking good.
Maybe he's going to a costume party.
He might be.
Oh, I see.
He looks good down there.
Looks like the cat in the hat.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a nice looking hat. Check swing. The pitch is high and tight.
Do you think there's a chance we could see you donning one of those in the wintertime just to keep the head warm?
It's a real good.
Black and white, black and red.
Real good chance.
Dr. Seuss caps.
I need probably 3 or 4. Very attractive hat. Got those beers lined up in front of him. Ground ball, base hit, left field. Phillips just keeps right on hitting. His third hit today, and the Reds put their first 2 on in the 8th. Votto moves up on the base hit to left field, and now here's Johnny Gomes.
Seriously, would you wear that hat in the wintertime?
Yes.
Would you wear it to a public function of any kind? Like a football game?
I'd wear it to Reds Fest. We'll pause for identification on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network. Two on with nobody out. And Johnny Gomes steps in. He's 0 for 3, batting in the 5 hole today. Has a chance to do some damage his last time up, and bounces. Diving stop by Neil Walker. He beats Votto to the bag. Nice play by the rookie third baseman to take a knock away from Johnny Gomes and turn it into a force out at third base. I'll tell you one thing, Johnny Gomes doesn't believe in taking a lot of pitches now. He swings at the first pitch, as he did back in the 6th inning when he had a chance to drive some runs in and ground it out to shortstop. Batter now will be Darnell McDonald, and he's had 2 infield hits, and he's knocked in a run.
That was a big one in the 6th inning.
Yes, it was.
Gave the Reds this current 2-run lead.
This kid has really been a different player since spending all that time at Louisville after opening the year, and in fact was in the opening day lineup. He went down to Louisville. He put some good offensive numbers together and came back here brimming with confidence. And it has been very obvious. He swings and misses on a fastball.
Man, this guy throws hard.
Yes, he does.
It's hard to believe the Nationals to trade away a guy like this. Now, again, his numbers with them were not very good, but that last fastball is 98 miles per hour. I've not seen him throw a fastball less than 95 in 2 games.
Got 2 on with 1 out. Bottom of the 8th, Reds 5 and the Pirates 3, and a foul ball straight back. And McDonald behind now, a couple of strikes. Reds have had a 10-hit day today on the heels of collecting 14 last night, and then in the night game, rounding out the day-night doubleheader, had 13 hits in that game. So this series has been very, very kind to the Reds from an offensive standpoint. Here's a pitch. Nope, a throw back to second, and they had him picked off. Had the throw not been low and handcuffing second baseman Delwyn Young, they had Brandon Phillips hung out to dry. Very, very fortunate right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's out by 3 feet.
He really is. That would have been as bad a pickoff play at second base in terms of distance that I think I might have ever seen. And fortunately, the throw was in the dirt. That pitch is in the dirt, and Phillips breaking for third. The throw, and he's safe. Wild pitch. Nobody will ever accuse Brandon Phillips over lack of aggression on the base paths. Now they try to parlay that wild pitch into another run. Ryan Domet looking long into the Pirate dugout. And now we're going to find out what kind of action we'll have here in the infield and how they're going to deploy themselves. And now Cedeno came in well in. Now he backs up a bit, but the infield's about halfway. And a swing and a miss takes care of Darnell McDonald.
Kevin Barker going to come up and bat for the pitcher Nick Massett. So Rhodes and Massett combine for an inning and 2/3, striking out 4 and not allowing a single base runner. Those two guys have been lights out all year long.
Yes, they have. Oh, here's Barker. He's done an excellent job. We talked about it earlier. The job he did last night filling in at first base when Joey Votto had the night off. Left-hand batter taking a fastball up for ball 1. And insofar as pinch hitting is concerned, he's been up 9 times, has had 5 pinch hits. Second year in a row he was named the most valuable player of the Louisville Bats Club. Last year he shared the honor with right-handed pitcher John Atkins. This year he wins it outright.
And congratulations to Rick Sweet. Back-to-back years named the International League's Manager of the Year.
And with great justification. Swing and a miss. What makes this year all that more impressive is all the player movement he had this year, all the injuries that the Reds had to deal with at this level, and bringing people up and off that club, and he getting people from down under from Carolina. Fortunately, those that they brought up, people like Juan Francisco and Chris Heisey and people like that, did sensationally at AAA.
Still are.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Man, this guy's got good stuff. Oof. I just can't believe with this kind of arm. And I didn't get, we rarely ever got to see the Nationals.
Thank God.
I just cannot believe the guy with this kind of stuff got hit like he got hit.
He delivers, and he pops up Barker, and that'll end the inning. The shortstop goes out to get it on the outfield grass. Reds lead 2 and heading to the 9th. They lead Pittsburgh 5-3 on the Cincinnati Bell Reds Radio Network.
And now on the mound trying to nail it down with the Reds leading 5-3 in the top of the 9th inning. Reds closer and all-star for a 3rd time this year, Francisco Cordero, has pitched in 55 games, 29 saves in 31 save chances, and a 2.32 ERA.
Well, if he can follow up on what Arthur Rhodes and Nick Massett did, Red's going to be fine. This is going to be a quick 9th inning. He gets Brandon Moss, who has homered, 1 for 2 with an intentional walk. First man up here in the 9th with Ronnie Cedeno waiting on deck. And first pitch by Cordero is at the knees for a call strike. He's shooting today for his 30th save of the season. Now the stretch in the pitch, and a bouncer hit to first, backhanded by Votto, throwing to Cordero, 1 out. You're traveling and want to catch the Reds while you're on the road. Watch the game on MLB.tv. The ultimate baseball experience features 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Plus, catch those games you missed on demand. For more details, visit Reds.com, where baseball is always on. Cedeno batting in the 8-hole, 0 for 3. Reds have out-hit them 10-7, lead them 5-3, 2 outs away from a 4-game sweep. The pitch. That's away, ball 1. Starting pitchers, of course, are the pitchers of record. Daly would win it. Duke would lose it. There's a strike. And I can tell you one thing, tomorrow being an off day, I don't know that the Reds have welcomed an off day any more than the one they're going to welcome tomorrow, simply to give those pitchers a complete day of rest. Swing and a miss on a fastball up in his eyes. Cedeno completely overmatched on that fastball to fall behind in the count.
This would be the 5th season for Francisco Cordero of 30 or more saves, including 3 in a row.
Swing and a miss. Takes care of Cedeno. 2 men up and 2 men down. So the Reds eyeballing big time a 4th straight win as Andy LaRoche steps in to bat. That is 13 punch outs now for Reds pitching. So a ground out and a strikeout. And dealing to LaRoche, and the pitch is taken for ball 1. Cordero working rapidly to the plate. Right hand batter grounds it into center field for a base hit. So that'll bring the tie and run to the plate, and Andrew McCutchen has grounded to short, struck out, and walked. Andy LaRoche coming off the bench and does his job, and that's keep the Pittsburgh Pirates still swinging the bats in this 9th inning. The big right-hander kicks and deals. 2 low, ball 1. LaRoche not going anywhere as he takes a short lead, and that's a ball. Missing outside, 2-0. You don't want to make a mistake to this kid. He's got 11 home runs, so he can hurt you deep. And Cordero pitching behind in the count, and there's ball 3. Everything has been away, and he has not been able to get the outside black, although the last 2 pitches very close. Waiting on deck, Neil Walker. And there's a call strike. As the sign comes with a 3-1. And a foul ball back and a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. The runner at first base will be on the move. Joey Votto playing a defensive position off the bag and behind the runner. Here's a pause and here's a pitch. And it is strike 3 call. And this one belongs to the Reds. Excellent pitch on the inside corner that locked up McCutchen. And the Reds have completed a 4-game series sweep over the Pittsburgh Pirates in the Queen City for the first time in 33 years. Final score 5-3. We'll be back in a moment.